right. I am live, streaming live. And if you're joining me for the first time, know that we kind of hang out. So it's a hang. It's not going to be, I'm probably going to go for 2 hours. It's not going to be a 2-hour lesson. It'll be, hopefully I'll get 30 minutes total in there. I'm sorry I'm a little late. I had a lot of prep work for this, and I ate my breakfast way too fast. So I might have stuff in my teeth. Don't look. But very few, hey Bob, very few people are on right now. They will be getting on board here. So most of these people that get on board won't see this intro. But if you're watching this video later after the live stream, I live stream Mondays. I should write this in here, huh? Mondays, generally, at live stream Mondays, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I think. And then I got to make this small. It's like giant. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, grab this. And I'll just put this down here. I should probably just leave this here. Just so you know. But yeah, I try to be consistent. Wasn't here last week. Hey, Easy. Hey, John, good to see you. Well, I wasn't here last week, so you didn't miss anything last week. Beth and I went up the coast for a few days, and she had the week off, so being a school teacher, it was spring break. So we went up the coast, and I got my Les Paul out. I don't ever play this thing, so I should leave it out. I'll play it more if I leave it out. Just not used to the tension on a Gibson for the most part. I play Strats almost, Fenders almost, not exclusively. Nothing like that. Hey, Joseph, good to see you. Morning. Yeah, I did not have a live stream last week. The action is too low on this right now, so it's a little buzzy. My biggest problem with Gibsons is that the G string goes out of tune. And this is an 88 Gibson standard, Les Paul standard. I put a 59 POS in here. Hey Bruce, we got a moderator. Yeah, we had a good week. We were just gone for a few days, 3 days, up the coast. It's so beautiful up there. We were up in San Luis Obispo. We had dinner with some friends, and we just we chillaxed. Went to the beach, went on some hikes. Yeah, it was a good time. Beth needs that. I need it. I don't realize I need it to get out in a nature thing. I'm not dealing with traffic and people that much, so I'm kind of just in here. But Beth, you know, she drives to work and she works with kids and stuff. And so, yeah, that time communing with nature is something that, especially people that live in cities and people that work on computers, which would be me, you need that. I like walking, so I walk a lot, and I feel like walking is like the speed of life. I'm never, ever impatient when I'm walking, but when I drive or when I have to fly somewhere, for some reason, you're much more likely to be impatient when you're going, 10 times or 100 times faster than you normally could if you walked. So that's why I like walking, because it kind of centers me to the earth, and it's like, you're not going to get there any faster than however fast you walk. So maybe a dumb question, Tom, but what is the main difference in sound between Les Paul and Strat? Mainly, most Les Pauls have humbuckers and most Strats have single coils. Of course, you could have a single coil. If you have a soap bar, you see those plastic pickups with a single row down the middle of. They call them soap bars because they look like old-fashioned soap bars or bars of soap. Those are single coil, and I have my Paul Reed Smith has soap bars, and it's great in the middle position, but they sound kind of like a Strat, and it's kind of noisy, so it's hard to use for sessions. Humbuckers buck the hum; they get rid of hum, so they're really quiet. My Strat has, I don't have it here right now, but my main Strat has noiseless pickups, which I believe they're stacked single coil, so they buck the hum without creating a change. Oh, sorry. I didn't change the lesson number. I changed the song number, but I forgot to change the lesson number. Thank you, Bruce. All right. So we're gonna, I don't know. We're gonna learn a song today that you might already know. Kind of like last time, 2 weeks ago, we learned Landslide, and a lot of you, like Holly, already knew Landslide. But I will always try to give you extra knowledge, extra bonus features, extra depth into it, maybe some theory, maybe some rhythmic things. This song has some interesting rhythms in it that aren't complex, but that might be hard to keep track of. So we're gonna do that. Hey, Larry, good to see you. Good morning. Hey, Jay, good to see you. Dennis, thank you for being here, Dennis. About time for dinner for you, lunchtime for Bruce, and then I don't know. Did somebody say Holly's going to be here or not? I haven't seen her chime in yet, but Holly usually is eating breakfast when we. All right, so I haven't done a video in a while. Uploaded a new video. I did upload one yesterday, but I did it because I know it's going to have to wait a month because it got copyright snagged on it. I did another jam track for bluegrass. The G ones do really well, so I did a 140 BPM, but actually because the drums are double time, it's really like 280 BPM. So I was like struggling to keep up. I didn't play for a whole 10 minutes. I played for about a third of that time, and then I copy and pasted. But every time I upload those, I get snagged by copyright bots, and then I contest them. So I had to go through and hit all, contest, and say why, and say it's original. I literally wrote it and recorded it that day. I wrote it. It's a common progression. It's this one. Of course, if I play it right now, they'll probably tag me for it. That one. So it's just great to jam over in the key of G. You can do, we did a whole series on the live stream on bluegrass, and you can do like G major scales, you can do G minor, pentatonic, you can do G minor blues, G major pentatonic, and then of course you've got the opportunity to go ahead and practice changing keys when you go between G and C and D. Now, I don't think we ever use D major because the C sharp works in the key of G, but the C sharp, it's great if you're in the key of D, but when that C sharp doesn't really work when you're in the key of G in that context. But the C sharp works if you're doing a blues thing. Isn't that funny? Like, okay. So I think that, this it's kind of like Peter Frampton's, right? Except his was a triple pickup. This is an 88. I bought this, I don't even remember why. I think I probably bought, a lot of times I would buy a new guitar every year to do this show that I was a music director for. And we would do a bunch of different songs. And I bought this because we were doing a Cream tune one year, and I wanted to have a Les Paul for that. Okay, now I'm going to, what am I, no, wait. Do I have a bad, oh, the jack may be a little bad. not learning Green Day today. Hey, Mugu, what's going on? Freebird. No, we could learn Freebird. We could learn that. But this song is a song that that a lot of people know already. If you might already know it. Hopefully, you'll learn something new. Still in guess mode. Yep. Yeah, we're guessing this. Okay, so it's from the 70s. So you should be able to get it by now. It's by a band. I think 76. It's actually not. Yeah, it's gonna be too easy to guess. I mean, if I give you the key, you might get it. Some of you might like. Oh, I already know what it is. You know, it's like that. It's like that. Oh, we could play. We could do. Name that tune. I can name that tune in one note. I can name that tune in two notes. Okay, here's the thing. I guarantee every single one of you, and I don't care how young you are, can name this song in four notes. That's hey, Catherine, how's it going? So I don't know if this is a fun part of the video for you. I know I got a complaint the other day. Boy, you talk a lot. I'm like, it's a live stream. What am I supposed to do? Just sit here and play? Just kind of mope. So I approve the comment because I figure one of my friends will defend me, and sometimes that happens. But yeah, it's I know it's frustrating if you're thinking you're going to learn a song and I'm sitting here talking. But get your coffee ready. I'm not going to change guitars though. But whatever you're drinking, what is everybody drinking? I got coffee, obviously. It actually tastes pretty good today. It's weird because I couldn't taste it a few weeks ago. Like, what was it? Like it's February or something like that. Everybody thought I had COVID. And I'm like, I don't have any other symptoms. Why would that be the only symptom? And everything else I could taste. It was just coffee for some reason I couldn't taste. Sweet Home Alabama. Yeah, that would be one. You might get that in two notes though. That you might be able to get that in two notes. Sweet Home Alabama. That would be a good one. It's, you know, the Sweet Home Alabama is kind of hard because it's kind of got this. It's kind of got this swing to it that's really kind of hard to get. I mean, so many people. You know, it's kind of like doing. Is getting the lick on Back in Black. So people always do it on, when the kids start first learning it, they always do it on one, you know, on the downbeat. It sounds like a Guitar Center right there. Off topic. What are they complaining? Oh, just me talking too much and not teaching. And it's just because we've become such good friends over here. And I'm so lonely that I just start to talk to all of you. So if you're mad at me right now for talking too much, just jump in on the chat and say hey. And I'll say hey to you. And then maybe you won't feel so like angry at me. But yeah, I'm a kind of a love me or hate me kind of thing. So I get that. I dealt with that all the way through. Oh my goodness, Mugu. You know, I was gonna do that one today. And I changed my mind because, and here's another clue, but because of someone's video this week, Sam might know. Yeah, that's true. You can totally speed up the replay, Sam. That's a great point. And I would always, if you're watching this video, I would turn on the live chat so you know what the heck I'm talking about. Because so often I'm reacting to something that's being said here in the chat. Okay. So if I'm saying, oh, yeah, that's a great question, so-and-so, and you're like, what's the question? It's because it's right here, but you don't see it if you don't turn on the chat. But the chat may not be available for the first 24 hours. So and I'm not sure why that is, but sometimes it's delayed. So I apologize for that. I think that's when I get complaints. But that was the complaint. I even apologized, but, you know, I shouldn't, but I did. But, I just apologized and said, you know, that's kind of how it is, not like I'm going to change. So, yeah, I've done that actually. I've actually sped up videos because if as long as I can understand them, I don't need such a, and to be honest, I'm kind of choppy with my talking. So, hey, good morning, Timothy. Good to see you. I love you all. Good. Timothy loves everyone. Timothy's very popular. Let's see, Sam. Let's see. I jumped on late, so I haven't heard. Oh no, we haven't played the song yet. So, John, yes, a big part of this is just the camaraderie. I agree, and following your lessons for almost 2 years. So talking along with the lessons. Also, you talking to each other. Heck, you don't even care. You're not even here for me. You're here for each other. I get that, and I'm totally fine with that. Seeing the chat now. Oh, good, Rob Pace. I'm glad. That helps. Because if you don't know what I'm referencing, it's like, what's Tom talking about? Who's he talking to? Is this the man talking to himself channel? That's what you're thinking. Renee, good to see you, my friend. Alan's good. Okay, we got a quorum. Okay. Yeah, we got 30 people. That's awesome. Okay, so 76 band. It's a rock song, rock band. If I play the first 4 notes, you're going to know the song. I think some of you might even know the first note. And there was a video this week by somebody that made me switch what I was going to do. I was going to do Life in the Fast Lane. Now, that part of that video might get taken down right there because the Eagles are so bad about that. And that is a very iconic riff. Now, the reason I wanted to teach that riff is because it's a great exercise. So if you don't know that song, I would learn it anyway, just not here. But it's a great exercise in how to lay down your fingers. Okay? So often when we play pentatonic, we tend to play them in order, and one of the things we tend to avoid is playing any skipping the notes. Like, I'll actually do that as an exercise with all the pen. Just so you have that option, but it's difficult because you have to lay down a finger. But it's a good thing to be able to have a good skill in your skill set, and that song is a perfect example of where it could be used. And there's a lot of other songs too. Whole Lot of Love. No, we already did a Zeppelin tune. We'll do more Zeppelin tunes, I guarantee it. Beast of Burden. Hold on, let me catch up here. 76. All right, I'm gonna play the first note. Oh, you bought a Gretsch Jim? Oh, you got you did it. Oh, you got a discontinued one. Oh, nice. You got a pickup and a reinforced bridge. Yeah, it's the reason I bought the Jim Dandy was because I really love lo-fi electrics for pop music. And one of my artists that I work with said, "Hey, do you have a lo-fi acoustic?" And I really don't. In fact, a lot of them, one of the same pop artists would often want me to record my, where's my phone? Record my guitar with the iPhone because he really likes the sound of the iPhone. I think Charlie Puth had an album record out that had his guitar recorded on an iPhone. And iPhone actually does a very good job of recording, but it does have this kind of compression thing that it's hard to get from a good mic. And so that was a common request. So another thought I have, you can have the lo-fi on the capturing end of it, play a really good guitar through a cheap mic or an iPhone or something like that, or you could play a cheap guitar through a good mic and get a different kind of lo-fi sound. And that's why I bought. I hope I was clear on the Jim Dandy video I did. The reason I bought that guitar was for the lo-fi quality of it. It's not a player's guitar. It's more of a for me. It's a beginner guitar for a kid or something, but it's also nice to have that lo-fi quality. And I think if you have a guitar like that, you're much more likely to kind of get that Robert Johnson tone, because I don't know that he had a really good guitar back in the day. I mean, maybe it was a Gibson. I'm not sure. Somebody look it up, and what did Robert Johnson play? But I mean, even the Beatles started out on Stellas and things like that. So, that it has a certain vibe, and that's what I was hoping to get when I bought it. Aerosmith, no. Okay, I'm going to play the first note of the song, all right? Ready? That's the first note. First note is an open A string. NPEZ. Yes, yeah. Sam Stamos is right. The Life of the Fast Lane was like a warm up exercise that Joe would do at shows, at sound checks and stuff in rehearsals, and they said they decided to write a song around it. Yeah, I saw that on Wikipedia. Thin Lizzy, no, but a good guess because this band really is known for one song. I mean, they've got other songs, but they're really known for this song. Queen, not Queen. I'd like to do a Queen song, but to be honest, most of them are kind of piano based. I mean, we could do little silly, what little thing called Love. What's that song? Breakdown. Tom Petty. That's a great song. We already did a Tom Petty song though, didn't we? Free Falling. V. Okay. So that's the first note of the song. We're playing mystery song game. Okay, see if someone can get it. Oh, Still in Love with You, Thin Lizzy. Yeah, no. Good guess though. Here we go. Ready? Okay, now you gotta know it from there. That's funny when you know it. When you know it, you hear it. Oh, Day Tripper's a good song, but that's not 76. That would be Kevin. That's one I've considered learning. That's another one with a fourth in it. You're laying down, and again, there's two skills actually you're getting there. One is playing adjacent strings with your picking hand, writing hand, is also not an easy thing to do. It's not quite a sweep, but it's you've got three notes on three different strings in a row with that song. The other thing though, you've got that lay down the finger kind of thing going on because you have a fourth. B-O-C, baby. Oh, Barrister got it. Barrister, is he the first one to get that? Yeah, oh, El Mugu, you got right behind him. You should have gone with B-O-C, Mugu. You would have typed faster. You might have gotten in front of him. Oh, Crazy on You. That's a great song, Sam. No, but it's Don't Fear the Reaper. We're doing Don't Fear the Reaper. So, it's for old guys like me. It's like I never thought. It was funny when I heard that song. I was 15 years old, and I was probably more afraid of the Reaper than I am now. So. Oh, not Peeper. Fear the Peeper, but not the Reaper. Is that right? Is that how you spell Reaper? Somebody help me. All right, so Blue Oi, yep, cowbell. And that's funny because Rick Beato did a video on it this week. That's what made me change my song for the week, was because Rick did a video. I went, you know what? That's a perfect song for all of us perfect song for all of us to learn, because it's kind of a classic. It's one you can totally play. It's one you can totally play at a campfire. I mean, I don't know if anyone's going to want to sing it. Who knows the words to it? It's kind of a weird song to sing at a campfire, although kind of cool because it could be like, if you're telling ghost stories, it's a perfect song for that, right? And then there's that big giant, we're going to learn that. And that's just two chords. It's not too difficult. But Beato actually interviewed the lead singer for the band. And he was talking about how the cowbell is really not that loud. But it just depends. I think it depends on in what context you're listening to it. Like, if you're listening to it in your car, you might hear more cowbell than if you're listening to it in your home stereo. Or if you're hearing outside like somebody's playing it outside at some kind of event, it's just like before a band gets on stage or something like that, you might not hear the cowbell. But if you're listening on earbuds, you might really hear the cowbell. A lot of it, I think, depends on the size of the speaker that's delivering. If a speaker is like the perfect size for delivering the sound of the cowbell, it might actually just naturally hop out of there. Because I've definitely heard that's why you do the car test. You take your cassette to the car back in the day when you did a mix. You take it to the car and listen to it. And if it sounded okay in the car, cars aren't usually the best stereos. We'd also do the boombox test. there were speakers, Oratones that studios had that were just little wooden boxes with one speaker in them. And if you would mix on those, and if you could get the record to sound good on those, then when you threw it onto the big speakers, it would sound monstrous. So usually you wouldn't mix on the best sounding speakers because most people don't have that to listen to. That's a mixer's trick. And I've got the big I don't know. The NS10s are really common now. The Yamaha NS10s are really common for mixing because they're really flat and they're not amazing sounding. I've got kind of the big daddies to those, the big brothers to the NS10s, the Yamahas. And again, I'm not mixing in here. I'm only recording guitars. So I just need it to sound good to me, and then I'll send it to someone else, and then they'll make it sound amazing. So I did have a good trip. Beth and I went up the coast. We did some hiking. We had dinner with some friends. We hung out at the beach, got some good food. It was just, the drive is beautiful and fun up the coast. Whenever you drive up the coast, you know, you got the ocean going up on your left, and then you get up into the, we went up to San Luis Obispo, basically. So, yeah, it was nice. I don't know. Oh, Sam would know that, John. I don't know when Orthodox Easter is. Our Easter is coming up this Sunday. In fact, I've got rehearsal Tuesday for we have 5 services. We used to do 2 services in a giant tent that held 10,000, and we would fill it up both services. We'd have 20,000 people. I don't know how many people are going to show up now, but we have outdoor seating and alternate rooms and parent rooms, and we got it. You never know how many people are actually watching when you do this. So, okay, so I did some homework for this. All right, so here's the riff. Here's the main riff. All right, I got it in tab, and I guess I could have called that first chord A minor 7. Technically, there's no third in it, but we know the song's in A minor. So you could technically just strum A minor, G, F, and G if you wanted to kind of imply the song without doing the riff. The riff isn't that hard. Speaking of consecutive strings, and I know this is exactly how it's played because what's his name? Dharma. The leader of the band, the lead singer who wrote it, he played it. I watched his hands, and it's exactly what everybody thought it was. So sometimes it's not. Sometimes I even thought, see, I can get that sound like that by playing a power chord at the 5th fret, 5, 7, 7 open. So if I want, there was a chance it was like that, and then maybe. Because that chord's right, but this chord, that's not quite right. So I doubted you do that. Everybody taught like that, and you can pretty much hear that this note is not still ringing out when you play. So what you're going to do is we're just going to take our 2nd and 3rd finger, we're going to put them on the 2nd fret of the 4th string and on the 3rd string. Okay, and we're going to pluck the 5th string. So we're basically making an A minor chord. You don't need the 1st finger there, though. But if you want to, you can go ahead and put it there. But it's kind of wasted energy, okay? I wouldn't do it. Unless you're really sloppy with the right hand. Then you might want it on there. But and I'm going to pluck down, 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 up. And that's going to be the pattern throughout. So we're going to do what's called economy picking, which means we're always going to be picking in the direction of the next string, unless we're not changing strings. So, for example, I'm down because I'm plucking down because the next string is, I'm on the 5th string because the next string is the 4th string. I'm plucking the 4th string down because the next string is the 3rd string. And then I'm plucking the 3rd string up, or down, and then up because I'm heading this way. So basically, I'm going to pluck this, here. I'm going to pluck it down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. And if you want, you can practice with just open strings if you want, or muted strings. Okay, sorry. These are all your songs are in C or A minor. That's funny. Now this has a bit in F, kind of F minor. Actually, I think you call it more C harmonic minor. We may talk about the theory of that. Oh, you gotta get back to work, John. Okay, see you later. Nice. D-Roo, you're getting confident. That's awesome. Yeah, actually, it's a great way if you want to. Heck, if I could probably just put on like Twitch and practice guitar, and people would watch that. I do it with writing, but I can't because the songs get copyrighted, and then they would have to take it down. So, yes, Sam is saying now we're talking about an A major chord, which is not in this song. But Sam's talking about how he plays A major like this. A lot of people play A major like that. Looks like a D7 chord almost, right? Here's D7. Move it up, you get A major 7. You see that? But some people would like Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer. It's actually D. It sounds, that song always reminds me of "And Won't You Show Me the Way" by Peter Frampton. Or also Eagles' "Lying Eyes" starts with a G or root chord to the major 7th. Okay, so what I'm doing with the A minor, again, I'm only playing these 2 notes. So I'm on the 4th and 3rd string. I'm playing the 5th string open, the 4th string, 3rd string, and then I'm taking, you can just take off your whole hand and play that open G string like that. Because you got to get to this chord. All right? So I wouldn't do this, where I'm leaving my 2nd finger there. I would go ahead and take the whole hand off and get ready. Take those 2 fingers and you're going to put them up here on the G chord, the bottom. We're playing the bottom 4 strings of a G chord. So we have 3rd fret, 2nd fret, open, and then pluck up. So it's down, 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 up. And you can practice those 2 chords. Just make a little mini exercise out of those first 2 chords. So. You know what? It's funny because I'm doing an alternate picking thing on that, Sam. Oh yeah, it's fun. That F. You could probably get away with, Kathy, just putting the bottom string. Get that A in there. It's kind of cool sounding, but it's not right. So if you're having trouble with this chord, and all we're doing is we're getting this is the 3rd chord, the F6-9 chord. And we're getting the 1st fret of the bottom string, the 6th string, with our 1st finger and our 3rd finger. But you could use your pinky there. If that makes it easier, okay, use your pinky. It might be harder to get your pinky to not mute the 4th string, but the 4th and 3rd string should be open. Okay, but make sure your thumb isn't up here. You got to bring your thumb around like this, okay? Maybe bring your elbow in or bring your elbow out. It just depends. You look at how much change of the shape of my fingers or the angle of my fingers when I push my elbow out, when I bring my elbow in. Out, look at that. Now it doesn't really affect my playing. So if I'm bleeding out right here and I need to keep my elbow in, I could still play the gig. I don't know what made me think of that. But you know, they're always trying to shoot the guitar player. So it's like, man, got to dodge bullets up there, right? I don't know what Elton John was talking about when he said, "Don't shoot the piano player." All right. Let's see, Sam. Let's see. I have large fingers. Oh yeah. So we're gonna. It's pretty fast too, by the way. So what you're gonna have to get down, but. And back to the G. open A string, so you don't have to get these fingers here right away. You got a millisecond to get them there, okay? Again, with the G, you got 2 open strings. So the first 2 notes are fretted, and the next 2 notes, the last 2 notes of the G chord are open. So that should give you time to get to the F chord. But again, I don't have a problem. I think, Kathy, you could play the F chord with just that note. It's still F6 over 9. In fact, this one technically, I'm surprised Sam hasn't jumped in. Technically, it's not F6 over 9 because we don't have a third. It should be F6 over 9, no third or something. But if you actually just do this figure, it actually is an F6 over 9 because there's the third right there, the A note. Okay. It's a little muddy down. But I'm totally fine with that if you want to do it that way, okay? Everybody will know what song it is. Oh, I got 104,000 subs. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Well, let me edit the name of the... I'm going to change the name of the video. Don't fear the peeper. I should put peeper, that way bots won't find it. So, yeah, and like I said, you could, and in fact, that's what happens once we get into the song. It's that beginning of the hook or whatever you want to call that. I'm not even sure it's not a pre-chorus. I don't know what it is. Is only 6 bars, if that. Is it? No, that's only a bar and a half if we're counting eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They kind of sneak in the pattern, the famous pattern that's right here. So what I want to do is, let's do the pattern again, real slow here. A to G to the F chord. Trying to go down, 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 up again. Whoops. Okay, here we go. Up, down, down, up. Good morning, Gary. Now, the A minor, you could pick down, down, up, down. I don't know. You could go either way, but I mean, the most efficient way to pick it would be down, 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 up, and a down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Okay, so, but then when it goes to, kind of brings it in around there. So I guess you could kind of say, here's I didn't write this out, but I can write it out with, let me add another text. Okay, so we have, and you know what I'm going to do. I mean, technically it's F5, G5, okay, let me just adjust the size of this. Well, thank you, Joseph, for buying me coffee. Yay! All right. Okay, let's edit this. Yeah, it's something like that. Let's see. It kind of comes back in halfway through the. I mean, there might be someone going at the end there, but so here's what I'm thinking. A5. These are so if it says 5, that means power chord. Okay, this means root and a fifth. It could be 2-note chords. Super easy. Then it goes to the F5, and then we're going to go to for 2 beats. And by 2 beats, it's since we're playing eighth notes. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do a new line here. F5, E5, and then it kind of to the riff. I would say you could start going back to the riff right there. All right. So that's kind of that little. And the way you play a power chord is just a root. But you can go up to here if you wanted to go to the A minor. So another way you could play this song, I showed you this a second ago, is if you played a power chord. And Catherine may have a hard time with these power chords, but basically what's happening here is, so for 2 beats you've got 4 hits because it's eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. It kind of sneaks back in. But you could go like this. You go F, A, 5. I think it kind of waits a little while to sneak in. It might go, and then kind of joins the riff halfway through, starting on the F chord. That might be one way to look at it. All right. And what else did I create? Okay. So, oh, I know. There's these things. Okay. So, so that's the song. Now the songs you could say the song's in A minor, and that would totally be fine. That would totally explain it. I actually think that E5 chord, does it imply E major minor? It really doesn't. So it's not like an A harmonic minor, right? So let's see. No, I guess he's singing a B there. So, but I think the E major sounds fine. So you could say that maybe there's kind of an A harmonic vibe to it. But anytime you do a song in minor, the major 5 chord is going to come into play. Oftentimes, especially in pop, Latin music, but especially also in rock. I mean, even Stairway to Heaven kind of does it. So, the Stairway to Heaven's in A minor. Let's see. The pandemic quashed my band. Oh, you haven't played. Yeah, people need to get out, do stuff. Get out and jam. You're actually probably safer playing a gig because it's a bigger room than in a band practice room. Is going to be a smaller room. So more likely to spread something, the common cold or whatever. Yeah, so power chords. So that's, let's see. So that'd be A minor power chord, or A5, I would call it. And there's G5. And then, so all I'm doing is a root and the fifth. That's all you need. And the beauty of that, it doesn't have a major or minor tonality, so you can use, you don't really need to change it when the chord harmony changes. Like there's A minor, but I'm just playing the same shape that I'm playing for G, which is major. And I'm playing the same shape. But that's what they're doing. I'm not saying, oh, this is a simplified version of the song. No, this is actually what they're doing. So, like I said, it moves along pretty good. I mean, that riff is pretty fast. So I would take it slow at first, get it down, try to do it 10 times in a row without making a single mistake, and then speed it up. And if you have a metronome, you can map it out. I don't know what the official tempo is of the song. Somebody want to look that up. Hey, my knees. Yeah, and that's why the fingers. My niece says, I gave up playing with other people a long time ago. I am my own band. And I had that problem in junior high. I could not find anybody to be in a band with. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do jazz. So I started learning jazz melodies. Oops. Oh, shoot, I can't remember. All right. I figured, okay, I'll just have to entertain people by myself. And that's when I kind of got into classical and jazz guitar because it's something I could do by myself. And then I got in a band and it was like, okay, forget that. Playing in a band is a lot more fun. 142, thank you. So you might slow it down to 80 or something to, or even slower. 1 and 2 and straight 8 notes. 1 and 2. And then once you get down, you start speeding it up. But like I said, normally, around 10 times in a row without making a mistake. You can do that and pick it up maybe if you're practicing at 80, try 85. And if you make too many mistakes and you can't get it, then slow it maybe down to 82. And then see if you can get it there and do 10 times in a row and then go to 84 and do 10 times in a row. In a span of an hour period, you might actually have the riff at tempo. But you want to kind of look at all the elements, and the picking is. See, I'm not quite doing the same thing on my A minor chord I'm doing on the other two chords. If I don't think about, not the thing. Now, I guess it's still down, 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 up would be the best way to go. Me and my 3 guitar friends met up yesterday practicing What's Up by 4 Non-Blondes. Tried to strum the pattern in sync at first, which was actually pulled off in 1 to 2 goes, and then we played. Nice. Yeah, and like I said in my last video, which is doing pretty well, and I'm like, oh, here, hey, does somebody remember what I said I want to do a video on last time we were together? I go, oh, I should do a video on this. And I wrote it somewhere and I can't find it. I'm like, dang it. But I did think of 2 video ideas. I'm not going to say what they are right now, but I'm probably going to do one of them this week and then another one soon. They will kind of go together. I did upload another bluegrass jam track for anyone who's interested in that. But of course, the copyright infringement thing, I have to wait 30 days before I can get those copyrights removed. So I am not going to. I'm not going to release it. I'm going to leave it just in private mode. So because I don't want to give these. They're basically German. Songwriter bots that they wrote basically every melody known to man they've written and copyrighted, and so they bought everything that you try to upload on YouTube. So it's kind of frustrating. So I fight them and win every time. So I'm not too worried about getting a strike. So hey Vivian, what's going on? Just caught your video. Oh, on Ricky Bennick. Oh my gosh, I love Rick and I were very good friends. It wasn't that he was a big influence on my guitar playing, because he kind of came along right when I was 18 years old. We shared a girlfriend. We didn't. I don't mean it in like a weird way, but I mean we were both dating the same girl at the same time. we knew it. It wasn't like it was a surprise, but that's how we met. It was Ozma, a girl named Ozma, introduced us. So, Oh, you've know because you probably know Ozma then if you know Ricky from Nebula Spoon days. Yeah, Ricky was a guitar player in Roadmaster, which was kind of the giant band in Indianapolis, and they got signed by Epic. Actually, I didn't know at the time they were kind of known as the Band Killer. They toured with Rush actually for a minute, but they did 3 or 4 records, but they just never got radio traction outside of the Midwest, and so it was kind of frustrating. But Rick and I would play tennis every day before I moved to California. In the winter, we play at his place because he had indoor tennis courts, and my next door neighbor had tennis courts, so we play in the summer. We play at my place, and anytime he was in town and up for it, we played tennis. It was we just became really good friends, and he passed away a few years ago, sadly, of leukemia, I believe. It was cancer, and he was a lifelong smoker, so don't smoke. Oh, Mugu knows Roadmaster. Oh, you heard them once. Wow. Yeah, I mean, they kind of disbanded. John Mellencamp, when Mellencamp started getting big, back when he was Johnny Cougar, he snagged the bass player. And then, strangely, right around the same time I was thinking about moving to California, the lead singer and the drummer moved to Anaheim. And I actually went to Anaheim to see them. And they were really close to Disneyland. It was Leslie, who ended up marrying Mac, the lead singer, and the drummer, at their house in Anaheim. And they were working with Dino Elefante from Kansas, I think. And they were producing a record or something, and nothing ever came of it. But I remember sitting at their house, and we could see fireworks over their house, and it was from Disneyland. They were that close to Disneyland, you could see fireworks. It's pretty crazy. Paul might know Roadmaster because that was the band, they were getting big when we were junior high, Paul, but you moved out of state, so I don't know. Maybe you didn't know them. Peter Anderson's in the house. Thank you so much. Oh, good. You're watching the reruns. Okay, good. All right, so let's get to the weird little F minor thing. Okay, so I wrote out these chords. I'm gonna let's see. I can make these things smaller. Hopefully, you can still see them if you need to. But this is the basic. But I want to bring in. First, I'm going to show you the chord shape, and then there's 2 chords. I think I did this right. We'll see. Okay, so we're at the 10th fret and the 7th, or 8th fret and the 7th fret. So the 8th, we're going to. Now the thing is, it's hard to, and I'm going to get my tuner out for now because it was a little weird sounding. I'm going to do what's called tempered tuning, all right? And basically what that means is, I know I'm going to be here for a while. This works great in the studio when you're punching in and things like that. If your guitar is not perfectly intonated or the strings are getting old and it's starting, usually when you intonate a guitar, you intonate them with new strings. And when strings get old, for some reason, they just don't play in tune as well as they did. And these strings are definitely old. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tune these 3 notes. I'm a little flat. See, the G, open G's in tune, but there, no. Okay, that's definitely flat. Okay, so what I did was I tuned, so those 3 notes are perfectly in tune. Now if I go down here, it might not, it's not too bad, but here, okay. Now, again, we're going to use what's called economy picking. Okay, we're going to pick down, because when we're playing so I'm just, I'm sorry, let me give you the chord first. At the 8th fret, first finger on the 1st string, second finger on the 2nd string at the 9th fret, and at the 10th fret, your 3rd finger. And that's a little F minor chord, okay? So like we're totally out of the key now of A minor. And I would say we're probably in the key of, I would say we're in the key of C harmonic minor. Okay, because the 2 of the 3 chords in C harmonic minor are F minor and G7. Okay? One thing I might do is I think it gives you kind of a 70s sound if you use a kind of scratchy pick. And here's the thing, that pattern is 5 6 5 6, all right? And it almost adds up. Check this out. I did this too. Like I said, I was busy for you guys. Boop. Here's what it looks like, but notice that the last bar is 5 4. And the hard part about this is, I'm going to put it over my face, but you can see there's 7 bars of 4, and then there's a 5 4 bar. Okay, and you notice where kind of technically, I mean, we still have an F. Technically, the harmony maybe doesn't change until the second bar, but you can see 10 9 8 10 9 8 10 9 8 10 9 8 10 9 8. So that's 5 of those, and then 10 8 7 10 8 7 10 8 7 10 8 7 10 8 7. 6 of those. So it's kind of hard to keep track of. I'm going to make this small. Okay, I'm just going to put this over here. We'll pull that up in a second. I want you to get this down first. And so what I'm doing is oh, you know what? Let me pull up the Discord. One of the reasons to join a Discord is because I will put everything in, like all these diagrams, I'm going to drag right now up to the Discord group, our Discord group, and it's going to be in the Tom's Lessons PDFs tab there, okay? So let me grab this, the next thing we're going to do, so I'll just grab all 4 of them here, put them there, and hit return. Uploading now, okay? So that's a reason to join a Discord, so you can have access to all those. And then you can kind of drag them into a Word doc or something and then print it up so you have it on a piece of paper if you want, all right? You could drag all these things on one page, no problem. All right, so the chord is like this, so it's first, second, third, first, second, third. Okay, third finger, second finger, first finger. Nice, feels good. Catherine, you should be able to do this. Now the next one might be difficult. But what I think you do is just go ahead and slide those first 2 fingers down. You could put your pinky there. I just feel like that's, you're asking for like a pause that shouldn't be there. It should all be ringy. And this is actually maybe a good exercise to practice stretching your fingers, right? I don't know if you ever watched that video I have. Where you just keep making these shapes down the neck, and as you go down the neck, the frets get bigger and it gets more difficult. But it helps you spread your fingers or stretch your fingers in between your fingers. So all I'm doing is I'm playing this F minor shape, okay, and it's kind of based on this F minor chord, which is based on this A minor chord, A minor, D minor, C minor, D minor, E minor, F minor, top 3 strings. And I'm plucking down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. 5 of those. And I'm going to take these fingers down like that, and I'm going to play 6 of these. And you don't really notice that it changes until you hit the second note, okay? Because the bottom note is an F on both of those. You've got F, A flat, C, which is just an F minor triad. There, when you get to that G note, that's actually where you notice where you've changed chords. And you can do 6 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now, so that's F, and then the G7 is F, G, and B natural. Just like. Which is a really cool, interesting, out of key, kind of like come out of the blue thing. And I think when you, actually that would imply that he's not in C minor. He's just playing like a, he's kind of playing an F harmonic minor there. So, but with a B natural. So he's playing kind of a C harmonic minor, no, F harmonic minor over that, which is kind of weird. But we're not going to get into the solo. Yep. Oh, you could, yeah, you could bar the 7th fret. You could do that if you wanted to. What I'm doing there is I'm barring the 7th fret, which I'm not using for the first chord because I'm playing the chord with these 3 fingers. But then I'm taking off I'm moving my 2nd finger up. Oops. That's harder for me though. I'm pretty sure that's what he was doing in the video. That's what Rick was doing. And that's actually this little stretch here, not a bad thing to have down. Not a bad skill to have, the ability to. Like I said, if you were to do maybe the more correct fingering, which would be pinky first, or pinky 2nd and 1st finger, you'd have a gap where you know, it won't be as legato or ringing out as it could be. So, okay, now, what's the rhythm on this? Okay, so here's the beat. These are not triplets. Okay, you hear 3 notes and you want to think 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. No, that's not where you put the beat. Okay, this is where it gets a little weird. And there are no drums going on right there. But basically what's happening is we're going to see it in the next section. We're going to see it in that section. It's straight 4/4. And so even though I added a 5/4 bar in this illustration here, all right, or in this tab here, okay. So I'm going to make this, I'm going to put this over here, make it smaller. Hopefully you got that. Even though you see a 5/4 bar, it's a 5/4 bar for 1 second. And then once this ends, once you get to the end, oh, you can't see my cursor. I'm pointing to it with my cursor. This is absolutely no good. Once that gets to this point right here, then it's like downbeat of. I'm going to show you that. I've got that written out. That's already uploaded to the Discord page, that riff, okay? So the way we're going to count this is like this. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's hard to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. So it's basically 2, 3, 4. Let me get a click out. Let me get my phone. I'll put a click up. And we won't do 142. Half of 142 is 71. So let me put the click at halftime and see if that's too fast. All right. So, or if you want, you could put it at 142. You could put it for 142 and treat that as the 8th note, but knowing that that's going to be half as fast as you need. So let me. But I want you to hear the quarter notes go by. So we're going to go 71. Oops. Here's one, two. This is pretty fast. Don't change. Yeah, you don't want to think it as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You really don't. Because then you'll start thinking, that's triplet. That's not what it is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2. Sorry, this doesn't go any louder. I could also do click on here. Let me see. Turn my guitar down. You might hear that. Okay, That's 71 beat per minute. Okay, that's half tempo of the actual song. Was it? Wait, somebody grabbed it for me. Was it 146 or was it 142? Somebody yelling at me that. Somebody typed it in. I can't remember if it was 146 or 142. No. Okay, so it was after we got the. Oh, I got to click off that. Hold on. Oh, dang it, I'm not seeing it. Oh, 142. Okay, thank you. Per song store. All right, thank you, Rob. Doing work over again. Okay, so this is 71. That's the pulse. You want to hear that because the triplet would be this. 2, 3, 4. 1. That's not what it is. It's. And then you got to keep track of how many times you've done it. Such a great rhythm, that feel. It's kind of a Bulgarian orchestral bum, 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 bum. You know, it would be like this Bulgarian rhythm with the cellos or the basses in an orchestra. I think it's called Bulgarian. So that yep. No, it's not played as triplets. Yeah, but it's overlapping a measure. It's just groupings of 3. I wouldn't call them triplets. Triplets would be played 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 4, 2, 3. It's 8th notes in groupings, but the groupings are in groupings of 3. So if I go to 142 at tempo, it sounds like this. Let's click on 142. All right. Here's that. 4, 1, 2. Hear the accent. I messed up somewhere. I got off. No, I didn't get off. Okay, I forgot. There was a 5/4 bar. I don't have a 5/4 bar program, so I didn't get off. So yeah, that's what's happening there. Okay, it's pretty quick. Now it may not be that. Now keep in mind they did not use click tracks back then. They weren't playing to the grid. There was no digital anything back then, so it may not quite be that fast. When you get to that point of the song. The beginning might be that. It might get to that tempo, I don't know. That's 142. It's pretty fast. Like I said, it's pretty fast. When you get it down, you get it down, but it may take a minute to get to that point. Okay, so there's one more section that I want to show you. So let me just make this small, and it's just the same section. It's the same 2 chords, but it's that guitar line underneath the solo, and it's just a beautiful. It's just a great line here, and I wrote it out in tab and music so you can you can see it. It's good for you to see the rhythmic notation the way I wrote it. Probably for me that I could have used a dotted quarter note and a dotted quarter note and eighth note. I don't like seeing it that way. I could have written it two ways. If I were doing a lesson on notation, I might have done it two ways and then let you have an opinion about which way you'd rather read it. But I like, if you look at my notation here, you can see every beat go by. Okay, there's an F on beat 1, and then that F ties into beat 2, but on the and of beat 2 it goes to the G. And in beat 4, or beat 3 is the held to the G that's held out, and beat 4 is where the A flat comes in at the 4th fret. Okay, and then it goes up here to the 5th fret of the D string, and then down to the 3rd fret of the D string. And I would probably play like that. I would go ahead and take my first finger and play the first 2 notes with my first finger. You got tons of time. This is not a fast riff, but it is syncopated. So it's 1, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, 4, and then you can see that half note there, the F takes up 2 beats. So that F note right there at the fourth string at the 3rd fret is on beat 3 and rings out through beat 4, and then we go to G. And again, the best way to finger this maybe is the G is 3rd fret on the bottom string with your 2nd finger, then get your first finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and then maybe reach up and get that D instead of with your pinky. Go ahead and move your hand and get that, move to technically you're in 2nd position here because your first finger's playing the 2nd fret. Now you go to, but if you do this, 3rd finger here, now you can easily get this A flat. You could, but I'm not hearing them do open strings. I don't really hear any open strings there. You can't put vibrato on open strings. So it's like, you could slide into that. I like bending into that. That's it. 4. So again, 1, 2, and 3, 4. So let me do it with the right fingering. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, and that's hard to do. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1. Oh, I messed up. 1, 2. Slide the first finger up, and then get you right here. G triad, basically G, B, D, and then we go to the flat 9. So we're playing on the F, we're playing the root, the 2nd, the 3rd, and then the 2nd and the root. It's a beautiful line. Right? And then, again, kind of, to me, kind of, yeah, kind of playing. So, yeah, yeah, exactly. It's true. You can't get open. That was open string vibrato. Or with a whammy bar, you can get open string vibrato. But on a Les Paul, you don't have a whammy bar. That's another difference between a Gibson, a Les Paul, and a Strat. Is typically Strats have whammy bars and Les Pauls don't. Again, I say typically because somebody's going to come along. Well, I've got a Strat with or a Les Paul with a Bigsby. I'm like, yeah, okay. Those are pretty rare though. My SG had a Bigsby on it originally, but all right. So let's see. I'm going to move this over here. Just doing some housekeeping. I can move this up here maybe. Make this even smaller. Again, all of these, except for this little thing. Okay, so all of these images are at the Discord. So if you want to, yeah, tied notes are hard to count. You're right. And we can practice that. Let's just do the F minor one. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's just do this. Let's just clap. Okay, I'm going to put the click on. I'll put the click back at 71, okay? And Capone, it's Kip. I'm going to call you Kip. It's really ultimately you want to just get the feeling. You don't want to think about it too much. I'm going to tell you something about sight reading. When you're reading, like if I were to read this, so generally, there's only so many different rhythms you know that are out there. Particularly when you're looking at just 4 groupings of 16th notes, like how to da 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 or da 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 da. You know, there's only so many different patterns you can do rhythmically, and so when if I were to see something like this music here with these ties, I would immediately look at it and go, oh wait, that's just ba 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 ba. I might not in my head go, oh, that's just like the solo section of Don't Fear the Reaper, but that rhythm is in 1,000 songs. So I would be like, oh yeah, I know that pattern. So I'm not really reading the rhythm as much as I'm feeling the rhythm, okay? But we're gonna do that now. We're gonna try to get to the point where we're feeling the rhythm. Just a click. I'll turn it up a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so that's the pattern. That's what we're going to do. We're going to clap our hands on the pattern. Again, this is to try to dig a little deeper into music, playing music, not just playing a song, but actually learning something about music. All right, let me get you guys up here. I want to make sure I have it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here it is. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1 and 3, 4. 1 and 4. Now you could think of it as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, because we have technically in that first pairing there we have a quarter note tied to an eighth note, which is equivalent to 3 eighth notes. We have an eighth note tied to a quarter note, which is equivalent to 3 eighth notes. And again, we have a quarter to an eighth, 3 eighth notes. An eighth to a quarter, that's 3 eighth notes. And then we have a half note, which is equivalent to 4 eighth notes. That's why I was counting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? But that to me is more complex than just trying to find those 2, 3, where those beats drop. 2, 3, exactly, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. And almost hard at a slower tempo. Now let me put it at tempo and see if it's easier. Sometimes if you at a slower tempo you have to think too much. At a faster tempo you don't really have a chance to think. Okay, here's 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bum, 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 1, 2, and See, at a faster tempo, you hear the pattern. At the slow tempo, you have way too much time to think about it. Slow tempos are almost harder to sight read than fast tempos, and particularly in this context. Or oftentimes, you're always playing a little ahead of the beat because you're kind of anticipating that change. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And it's interesting. Okay, it's interesting too that is kind of almost a Spanish flamenco kind of feel, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, bam, 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 bam. You might also count it as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? It's a very common feeling. I think, let's see. Changing guitars. You know, that kind of thing. It's kind of got a Spanish flavor to it. And then the harmony also has that kind of Middle Eastern, because remember the Moors, I attacked Spain and held it for 800 years, I think. So the Moorish influence in the architecture and the music and the art of Spain is very, especially in southern Spain, is very, very strong. And so that's kind of what was why where the guitar came from, and where flamenco music came from, was from that Middle Eastern influence. Remember the grandfather, the grandfather of the guitar is the oud, which is a Middle Eastern instrument. So, I missed that. He tried to tap songs in 1718 or 17:8. Yeah, that way, and there's a million ways you could do that. 17:8 could, you could count. Let's see, you could count. Usually, when you break it into eighth notes like that, you're counting twos and threes. Like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's a Canarios. I want to live in America. I want to live in America. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's a really nice piece called Canarios that I used to be able to play, but I can't right now. But it's a beautiful classical guitar piece, and that's the rhythm throughout of it, and that's a very, very common rhythm in Spanish music. This is not quite the same thing, because it's not a triplet meter. This isn't 4/4, but it kind of alludes to that. So, the only thing that might make it more Canarios-like is if we played two quarter notes at the end. So we went to something like, let's see, there it is. Oh, that's right. I'm loud now. Maybe put that. That would make it almost more like a Spanish thing. But this is what that makes it. That having that two beats of the F note here and the two beats of the G note there at the end of those phrases gives it a little bit more like heavy rock feel, I feel like. You got to pause, whereas if I did it, regardless, it still sounds kind of like, in fact, it's funny that I'm playing a black Les Paul. It kind of has an Al Di Meola feel to me. I don't know if you're familiar with who Al Di Meola is, but oh, so Sam said it was easier at fast. Yeah, it's one of those things where boom, 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 but it slows me. Boom, 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 boom. You can't even keep. It's just too much time. It's too slow. Like I said, slower tempos can be more difficult. All right, so that's the song. That's Don't Fear the Reaper. We'll see if I get a copyright strike on this or whatever, or have to share, or have to cut out. The one I did get was let's see, I'm gonna go this way, like that. The one I did get was a copyright strike for ironically for the one the Pink Floyd song. And what I did was it really only was like a minute of a 2-hour thing that was offending. So I went ahead and opted to have that minute taken out, and I got to keep the royalties from it. So I'm not sure when I'm playing this, the whole time we're doing this, even when I'm going like, okay, now go to the F, and I'm talking over it. So I can't imagine they could ever come to the conclusion that I'm literally hitting play and playing the song. I never do that. If I ever have to listen to it, I will mute you guys, and you'll see me in silence listening, hearing something, but you're not hearing anything. You'll be like, wait, what's going on? But yeah, that's that is what I would have to do just so I don't get that kind of copyright strike. So, it's one, if I had a course that you could buy, and even that, I mean, I've got, you all would have bought it by now. And so I would be preaching to the same 40 people. I wouldn't sell any more courses. But okay, so any questions up here? Oh, a PDF. Max, no, but Holly's Did somebody say where Holly was? I forget. Let me pull up Discord. She might have said something on Discord. Hope she's okay. Oh, okay, guys. Okay. I'm crazy life reason. I apologize for being scarce. My stepson's cabin. Very sick. Mouth cancer. Oh, dang. She passed this morning. Oh, that's sad. Let's see. So today's the 11th. So, okay. Oh, her hand is still hurting. That's right. I forgot. So, yeah. So Holly hasn't been, I haven't seen her anyway. Did I miss? I knew what you meant, Bruce. And I think I saw Bruce in that. I watched the previous video a little bit because I was trying to remember what I said I was going to do a series on. I was like, oh, or not a series, but a YouTube video on, and I can't remember what it was. So I was watching through that video, but it was like so long, and I didn't want to stare at myself for 2 hours looking for it. But I noticed that at some point in the chat, I think you said something about you were working on the pickups. Bruce is making me a cigar box guitar. If you look, let's see, where is it? It's one of the tabs on the Discord. Oh, there it is. The CBG build. Tom's CBG build. That's cigar box guitar. If you're not familiar with it, it's actually a guitar made out of a cigar box. Cigar boxes are pretty cool. Oh, she had internet issues. Oh, dang it. Okay. I hate that when it happens. So we could just talk about Holly this whole time and see if she catches up. Oh, yeah. Oh, the internet's, I see. So she had to use her phone. Let's see. But yeah, you know, somebody may be able to throw that together in a PDF. I mean, I could probably do it right now. Hold on. So ask me a question while I do this. I'll create a, let's see if I can create a PDF. New. All right. So all I'm doing is I got a Word doc open. I got 4 things. I'm going to drag them in to the Word doc. Okay. Come on. There we go. There's that. And I can make this a little smaller. And then I've got this, which I can put here and make it smaller. Oops, no, not everything, just that. Like that. Oops. Oh, oh, don't join. I don't want joined. There we go. All right, and then I've got this, which I can put right here. Well, that fits perfectly right there. And then this one can go right there. And that fits perfectly there. So yeah, done. Save. Saving to live stream stuff. Save. Okay, and I got to print. So that's where I find the PDF. Save as PDF. Okay. All right. Now I got to go over to the. What is it? Oh, there's Tom Lessons PDFs. Okay. So there's pretty much everything up there now. So Max, everybody, you can go to the Discord and you should be able to get a PDF that has pretty much, it has all 4 of these things in one doc, one page. So you print that up and you got it. Let's see. That's all right. It's all right. I have an idea for 2 videos that I think will be helpful for everyone and could have really broad appeal, like my biggest video. Always kind of trying to capture that that genie in a bottle, or that lightning in a bottle, as they say. And so but I'm not going to talk about it right now. I'll do it when they do it. It'll drop, and I may do a premiere thing, so we can watch it together. That would be kind of fun. So, and I don't know how long it's going to be. It's another tips video, but this one has one of them I'm up to 10 tips, and the other one I'm up to 5. So, and they would kind of go hand in hand, not quite, almost the opposite of that. So, but They do have to do with your hands, so we'll see. Let's see. No worries, Max. You're welcome. Oh, CBG. All right. So, any questions, anything like that? Any suggestions for songs to learn? So, I guess the next one's going to be acoustic, right? So we did acoustic Landslide, and then this week we did Don't Fear the Reaper. So now I got to pick another acoustic song. I don't know. Kind of had fun. So last week was Landslide. The week before was Everybody Hurts. Then Is There Anybody Out There, which was Joe DeBlasi one. Then we did Rebel Rebel by David Bowie, which was an electric one. And we did Hotel California, which was acoustic, 12-string if you had it. Then we did Roxanne, remember that? Some of these are not easy songs. I don't know how many of you got, and then you've got Hide Your Love Away, which is kind of cool, but had some moments there. Dazed and Confused, which was super easy. Free Falling, which I don't have the chords there, but you get it. I probably have them over here. But that was a trip down memory lane right there. No, I'm not seeing it. Oh, there's Rebel Rebel. There's that. Okay, so no, that's, yeah, so I'm not seeing Free Falling. That's weird. I must have done graphics for Free Falling. I can't remember. But surely I did. 5 more likes. Oh, well, I can like it. Can I like it? Dr. Rock Productions. Hello, Tom, and everyone watching. It has been a while. Glad to join you. Oh, good to see you, man. Or woman. I don't know. I don't know who Dr. Rock Productions is. Alan Floyd. Classical Gas. Oh, I wish. Heck, I can't. Think Called Love. I love John Hyde, one of my favorite songwriters. He's such a good songwriter. That is a good song. I just don't think people know it, but it would be a fun. That whole album actually has songs that would be fun to sing at a campfire. You know, Classical Gas. Let's see. Let's see. So out of tune, and it's played. Of course, my nylon is. I got the strings all loose right now because I was trying to put a new saddle in it, but that didn't work out. I'm gonna have my tech do it. Yeah, where's the club? It does something like that, right? The hard part is keeping. It's like this. It's like this great bassline melody thing combination. You know, it's not. It's like just keeping that going. I think that would be really hard to. Hey, I have to get it down first before I can teach it. Oh yeah, I saw Tommy Emmanuel's version of Classical Gas. It's insane. Yeah. Okay, a man named Rod. Well, hey Rod, what's going on? So yeah, I Jorma. I don't know. I don't even. I know that name, but I'd have to look it up. Hazy Shade of Winters. Simon & Garfunkel. get some of these might be too hard. The Simon and Garfunkel one, or Simon and Garfunkel songs, are really nice. But the finger picking can be a little tough. I mean, and to learn the whole song, part of the let's see, who is? Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to find a Wikipedia page. Ah, there he is. He was in a band, right? Oh, at Jefferson Airplane. That's where I know his name from. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that might be something I'm just, again, my thinking is songs that everybody knows and songs that, particularly people know that can play and I need to do a drop D video. That may be the video I said, oh, I should do a drop D video. I don't think I have a video on drop D. Have I done that yet? It's hard to keep track. How many videos do I have, Bruce? It's like, holy cow. I mean, we add the live streams in there, but even that, the live stream, we're on lesson 252. I still have like 700 or 800 videos. Let me see. Oh no, I have one called Fun in a Drop D Tune. Yeah. Oh, I published it earlier this year. Yeah. So, did it. Yeah. In fact, I just recently did it. So I clearly thought of, well, that's weird that I forgot. So,
been wondering.
It's only got 900 views. See, that's weird. I wonder if maybe I should change the name to Drop D Tuning, not Dropped D Tuning. Let me try that. Oh, I changed the hashtag too. Oh, back on Discord here. Okay. So let's see. Let me see what some of the songs. Let's see. Classical Gas, that would be amazing. But let's see. Yeah, those, that kind of stuff. I mean, I can't do it. 2564. That's right. He put 20. That's right. Yeah, Jefferson Airplane. That's what he was from. Crosby, Stills, and Nash & Young might be a good acoustic. I mean, but I would probably Southern Cross. What song is that? Yeah, Max is like, Tom, you did one already. Chicago Beginnings. That's a great song. 25 or 64 might be one that, again, I'm trying to stick to pretty darn easy songs. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not teaching privately anymore. So, oops, that needs to go like this. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. What the heck is the problem with that video? Why it hasn't gotten more views? I have to change the graphic if I'm going to call it Drop D or Drop D. Dropped D. Okay, that may be the part of the problem. Yeah, but I'm seeing it both, so I don't know. I'll have to check out Jorma. Is he look? Is he Armenian? Is that where he's from? Thanks for buying my coffee again, Joseph. Color My World. That's piano. That is a good harmony. There's another song though that's kind of like, oh, we haven't done Dust in the Wind. We were talking about doing Dust in the Wind, and most of you probably already played it. Of the, what was it? Does something like that at some point, but beginnings is like. You know what's one? It's a trippy Chicago tune. It is "Wish You Were Here." Is that the one? No? "Wishing You Were Here." It's weird, you know. It's a very guitar kind of thing. It's definitely something a guitar player would come up with. There's a classical composer named Villalobos who writes some of the best classical guitar music, and he definitely does harmonies that, you know. There's the piece, I think it's Prelude Number 1, which is that finger picking pattern I really like. And at one point he takes something you would never do on any other instrument, like you wouldn't voice a piano this way or anything, but he takes a diminished chord and plays the E strings open on either side of it. So it's like E, and then, so open, and then 11, 12, 10, 12, and open. And then he just does the pattern twice, and then moves it chord down. Just keeps going down like that. And every time it has the E strings interact in weird ways with the chord. It makes just beautiful. Like, or here. It's just really cool sound. And that's the kind of thing only a guitar player would come up with. And same thing with "Wishing You Were Here." I think it goes to... let's see. Yeah, major 7th chords. Yeah. Major 7th chords are really big in pop right now. Everybody's digging on major 7th chords. 789 videos. Thank you, Bruce. Yeah, we're generally doing classic stuff, right? I mean, Fear the Reaper's mid-70s. We did Beatles 60s. That was a mid-60s Beatles song, 65. Did 80s with Petty and the Police. It's really hard to find a song from like the last 10 years that everybody wants to learn on guitar. That's just like, it was funny to hear Rick talk with, I can't think of his name, the guitar player that wrote lead singer for Blue Oyster Cult. And they were like, why did it become big? And I've always said one of the reasons a song becomes really big, a rock song in particular, is if the guitar part is playable, if a lot of kids can learn to play it. I mean, there's so many kids in the 60s, and particularly in the 70s, that play guitar, that if a record came out and it was like, oh, I could do that, it became huge. You didn't have any huge, Eric Johnson records. Even Jeff Beck records weren't huge. He's a great guitar player, but he didn't sell a lot of records like Zeppelin did because his riffs weren't as playable. They were more his style. Now Hendrix might be an example of someone who had songs that were maybe a little bit too difficult for a lot of guitar players to grasp. Stevie Ray Vaughan too. But they still wanted to, and I think that was part of the reason. You've got that whole Guitar Hero thing going on. But if you're a guitar hero that's playing instrumental songs, you're not going to be a big star. I mean, that's just not going to, it's not going to sell a lot of records. If you're a guitar hero doing instrumental songs, but the guitar parts are insanely difficult, same problem. But you've got a simple song like Fear the Reaper. I mean, anybody who's been playing guitar for a month can pretty much get that song down. Neil Young, oh man. Neil, yep. Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, thanks, Sam. Good to hear that. Wishing You Were Here would be good. Yeah, it's kind of a weird song, isn't it? I mean, I still have memories. I think the first time I saw it was like, maybe it was a hit at the time, but as they performed it on Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve, whatever year that came out, 76, something like that. And I remember them performing it live. And, I was at my aunt and uncle's house in Ada, Michigan. Or no, well, we're on the Thornapple River. I don't know if you know the Thornapple, Sam, but they had a house, really nice house on the Thornapple River up in, I think it was Ada. It wasn't quite Grand Rapids, but they had 4 kids. So my cousins, pretty much my favorite cousins, and we would go up there all the time. We spent a lot of time with them, and they would come out But I don't know, not my favorite cousins. I've got a lot of cousins that I like, so they're all about the same. Nick Lowe, Cruel Be Kind. That's a good song. Cruel to be kind in the right measure. Cruel to be kind in the very baby, got to be cruel to be kind. That would be 80s. So that's going to be a little after the era that... let's see. Live stream ideas. Let's see. I'm adding it though. There we go. What do I? Okay, I did Everybody Hurts, so I can cross that one out. We haven't done the Eagles. I was thinking Lion Eyes would be a good. Oh no, we did do Eagles. What am I saying? We did. We did California, Hotel California, Heartbreaker, Black Dog. I Feel Fine's a good one. Here Comes the Sun. Everybody asks for Blackbird, which is another with Dustin Wind. Blackbird is a good one. You could feasibly get Blackbird down. I mean, if you don't already have it down. A lot of you are players and can play Blackbird. The thing that I did wrong on Blackbird for so long was the right hand. I treated it more like a classical, like a Travis pattern. But he's like. He's doing, and that's actually to me harder than doing the Travis pattern. But that's because I was trained in classical guitar, so that pattern feels, doing that kind of pattern rather than hitting the strings, brushing the strings with the top of your nails is less natural. Oh, it's actually the longest river. Yeah. No, I've been on the Thornapple, water skied on it, I mean, they're not really close to the dam, but we would water ski down to the dam and back. Because the dam created this kind of larger area on the river that you could turn around easy on. So it's just natural to take the boat that way. Although it's a pretty wide river and ski that way. But yeah, river life is nice. I have to admit it. I love anytime I could be on a lake or river, even on the ocean, being around water. It's awesome. So, all right. Well, let's see. I got some ideas here. I see. Oh, Moonlight Sonata. Yeah. Let's see. What? I mean, I could even, we could even do something like. But those are like, that would be one of those things where, man, I don't know how I would teach that, because it would be like a lot of tab. We can go phrase by phrase, but that doesn't really ride the river. Yeah, we could go phrase by phrase, but that doesn't make it have any continuity. You want continuity. So, all right. Well, I'm going to sign off. I think we got good on this. I mean, hard to tell where you're at on this, but all the elements are there. So if you throw up the song up on YouTube and play along with it, you might be able to play along with it. Hopefully, I'll do a video this week if I have time. It's a busy week with church because we have 5 services Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and a rehearsal Tuesday. So I'm going to be at church a lot this week, and Oh, jeez. Knees hurt was, yeah, on the ocean. I've never gotten, I used to get car sick all the time. All the time I would get car sick when I was a kid. I had Dramamine, which put you to sleep, which was good for trips. But I've never gotten sick on a boat. But and I've been on rivers, and I've been on lakes, and I've been on Lake Michigan, and I've been on the ocean. Jack, our oldest, or no, our second son, he sails. Oh, Jimmy Buffett, yeah, it's okay. I don't know. That's an acquired taste. I think if I drank alcohol in my 20s, I'd probably totally be into Jimmy Buffett, but I just didn't. Traffic, yeah. You guys have some pretty Nick Lowe and uh, Jarma, and some definitely not mainstream. Again, my main goal was to try to teach songs that everybody knew, so that you could have a sing along. Like I said, that's the fun part. So, hey, Paul, thanks for lurking. Um, uh, the Yeah, Paul, what songs did we do in our band? We did Stairway to Heaven, right? We did Pinball Wizard, and we did an original song. I think those were our three songs. Was there a third song that we did in our band? Crosswind. When we were in junior high. Speaking of junior high, I was saying earlier that it was hard. That was the band I had, but I think, Paul, you moved out of town, or Cal did. I can't remember. But Spirit, Nature's Way. Oh, that's not a bad. That's not a bad. That's a good song. Yeah, Seven Nation Army is would be a good modern song to do. Um, uh, Also, Owner of a Lonely Heart. That's a good. That's like a playable Yes song. I was a big Yes fan, and I even like that record. It was very different than everything they'd ever done. Uh oh, what's going on? My text is blowing up. Um, so the Boxers. That would be one that I would love to be able to have you guys get down. It's a great. Paul Simon wrote some of the best guitar parts in the '60s. Just totally. How many likes did we get, Bruce? 39 likes. We need one more like to get to 40. So for some reason, people want to get to 40. I can do it. Where is it? How do I get to it? I don't know how to do it. I don't have that window open. So, and I can't like it in my browser thing here. Yes. Oh man, yeah, that's right. Because you sent me the music that I wrote for you to play on flute, which is pretty cool. And I'll tell you, Paul, if any of you are looking to get better at reading music, I know that's not a big ask for a lot of guitar players. If you're like watching me for some reason, because I'm doing pretty basic stuff here, but if you're a wannabe pro and you're watching me, I would definitely learn to read music, because if you're trying to make a living at guitar, the thing I like about my career is it's very varied, and I don't really. I mean, the fact that I'm making a living at it is a miracle, but it's a byproduct of having a lot of different skills. And so reading music, and I used to do charts. I got paid to create charts, and so learning how to write charts is a good skill. But my point is, if you want to get better at reading music, then what you should do is write more music, because, and that's what I did with Paul. I wrote out Paul, and it's hilarious. He sent it to me. I put it up on Discord, I'm pretty sure. It's just adorable. I mean, my handwriting is all like, well, to be honest, it hasn't changed much since when I was 13, but my handwriting was, I was like not quite doing the stems right and everything, it was like, but I was trying, and I got the rhythms right, I think, for the most part. And, it's like, if you learn the notation rules and things like that, you're much more likely to learn how to read it. So, hey, Pepper's in the house. What up? She's got the little hot pepper there. She's a hot pepper. Larry's back again. Yeah, that's how long I've been going on. I haven't said anything. We still haven't revealed the song yet. No, I'm kidding. Oh, you're recording True Friend tomorrow. Awesome. Close the live chat, Tom. I know, right? Okay, so I am going to end. I'm going to stop streaming now. I'll see you next Monday. We'll have an acoustic song. I don't know what one yet, but I've got some good suggestions there. I will. I'm going to try to keep it a known song or a fairly well known song, unless I think it's a song that you could learn a really good skill from. But Travis Patterns, you know, um, shoot. Dust in the Wind's a great one for that. There's plenty of known songs that are going to teach you something. Charlie B, good to see you. Have a great week yourself. Yeah, we started on Monday, so Mondays you got the whole week ahead of you. I hope it's a good week. Oh, Tupelo Honey, Van Morrison. Van Morrison song has several good songs that we could learn. Moon, Moon Dance. What's that song called? That one might be. It's like a 2-chord song. On Broadway is a two. Well, it changes keys though, but it's like. Hard to get that lead into the chord, but. All right, so I will see you next Monday, I hope, Lord willing. God bless you all. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Sam, John. Thank you, Bruce and Dennis. Thank you for being there. Hopefully Holly will be here next week, and I'm glad she's getting rain, though. That's good. I hope it comes down here. We're getting wind tomorrow. It's cold today and windy tomorrow, so we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully we'll get some of that rain. That'd be